This idea of influencers, influencer culture, it's not a new idea. I was reading the book of Esther and something specific caught my attention about the queen that Esther replaced, Vashti. If you read Esther 1, you'll read that the king held this elaborate get together at the palace and invited so many people. So, verse 9 talks about Queen Vashti, and it says that she made a feast for the women in the royal palace. On the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded some of his officials to bring Queen Vashti before him wearing her royal crown, in order to show her beauty to the people and the officials, for she was beautiful to behold. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command brought by his eunuchs. Therefore the king was furious, and his anger burned within him. Now this was a big deal. This caused King Ahasuerus to put her away, to dethrone her as queen and find another. And the reason in verse 17 says, "For the queen's behavior will become known to all women, so that they will despise their husbands in their eyes. When they report, King Ahasuerus commanded Queen Vashti to be brought in before him, but she did not come." So because she was a woman of influence, this was a big deal. That caused the king to search for another woman to replace her, which we know became Queen Esther. But again, it reiterates in verse 20, all wives will honor their husbands, both great and small. Again, this idea of influencers having an effect on the culture is not new. We see this all throughout history, that there are people in the position of power, in the position of privilege and relevance, who have so much influence on society that whatever they do, people mimic. I love how this chapter seems to minimize the beauty of Vashti. It does mention that she was very beautiful to behold, but it was her character that mattered more than her beauty. So not everyone who is in the position of influence does the right thing with it. But how many of us know that we all have some sort of influence? There are people watching and learning from us, especially as children of God. Whether that's our schoolmates, co-workers, for mothers especially, our influence is extremely important when it comes to our children and our household and how we conduct ourselves. So as women of God and daughters of the King, Proverbs 31:30 says, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised." I'm reminded of a previous video that I did sharing my desire to keep my youth going, and I went to a cosmetic surgeon concerned with vanity, really. And God spoke to me, and God made it very clear to me that my appearance is very minimal on the list of priorities in this life with the time that I have left. So I think we would be wise to think about who we're influenced by and how we're influencing other people. I love how the Apostle Paul said, "Follow me as I follow Christ." All the while, he was embodying what it means to be surrendered, fully surrendered to Jesus, and to be led by the Holy Spirit. Because a woman who fears the Lord will always point other people to Jesus. No matter how many followers or fans or admirers she has, she will always point people to Jesus, who is the ultimate influencer. And back to the book of Esther, she was a model woman of God. She did many brave and mighty things. We, the church, should be the Esthers of our day. We are the vessels for the Holy Spirit to use our life as positive role models and positive influence for the youth and the generation after us. And I definitely do not take that lightly. I pray that this blessed you in some way, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.